So what do you want? Do you want? Do you want? Do you want to get a handshake? Do you want to avoid it? Do you want to
It is no exaggeration to say that the smart head-worn device market right now is a total battleground of titans. From VR headsets built for ultimate immersion to lightweight AR glasses, and now the AI glasses everyone is launching, what exactly are they all competing over? It is 2026. Where are Apple's AI glasses already? So today, let us kick things off with a deep dive into the industry benchmark, the Apple Vision Pro. And while we are at it, we will also see how the other players in the market are shaping up. So right now, most of the high-end VR headsets are basically equipped with external cameras. This allows them to display a completely virtual environment, or show the real world while overlaying the headset's interactive interface. In other words, a more advanced form of MR. And this is where the Vision Pro really shines in terms of mixed reality. First off, you never have to worry about Apple's taste in wallpapers. These immersive VR scenes are stunningly high-res and beautiful. The animation as you turn the dial to switch between real-world scenes is incredibly natural. And yes, the effect is just like the word rendering itself implies. When you raise your right hand, a small circle appears on your thumb webbing. Pinching your thumb and index finger together will bring up the app page. And if you take it a step further and turn your hand over, that circle transforms into the status bar. This dynamic transformation tracking effect really made me feel like I was in Iron Man suit. Unlike other headsets that rely on controllers, the Vision Pro only has 2 buttons on its body. One is for taking photos and videos, while the other dial handles the main menu, scene selection, and volume control. Everything else is done through eye tracking and hand gestures. See, I am clicking on this verification code, and the eye tracking accuracy is actually pretty high. So with this interaction system, what can the Vision Pro actually do? You can stargaze view immersive photos, and even watch immersive matches. For Honor of Kings, you can see a 3D sand table map. And on the sides, you have got these virtual collectibles. Now that is a pretty novel experience. If you are just using it as a screen, the Vision Pro can also download some apps that are compatible with iPhone and iPad. Or you can stream games from your console. Of course, you can also use the Vision Pro to interact with the real world. You can add some widgets, and they will snap to surfaces and respect perspective in your real environment. I am a big fan of the weather widget. It is like having a window on your wall. My desk can get a little cluttered. So I put a record player right here by the outlet. It is pretty chill to play some music like this. If you are into this whole curation vibe, I would recommend downloading Museus. It has got a ton of world-famous paintings. You can just pick a couple and hang them on your wall to create your own little private gallery. So everything I have just mentioned is mainly for entertainment and educational purposes. So can you actually get work done with the Vision Pro? My answer is not really. First off, it is a huge pain for nearsighted people. The Vision Pro will not fit over your prescription glasses. I checked the price for the facial prescription lenses, and it is enough to buy me 6 years worth of monthly disposable contacts. So I went with contact lenses, but even with the glasses issue sorted, I still had to deal with its overwhelming presence. So the one I have is the M2 version. It weighs 650 grams, which is no joke. The device is front heavy, so all the pressure is on your cheekbones. It is hard to call it comfortable. I have to take it off and rest after just 10 minutes. The external battery pack it comes with gives you 2.5 hours of battery life. And while you can plug it in for more juice, the main issue is that my face just cannot take it for that long. And the way you interact with it just makes it incredibly inefficient for getting work done. For the most basic task of typing, you either have to peck at the keyboard one finger at a time or use the eye tracking to stare at each key. Then pinch your fingers together to select it. If your eyes even glance away too quickly, you will easily make a mistake. For those of us who are touch typing pros, it is nowhere near as smooth as a physical keyboard. Sure, you can connect a physical keyboard via Bluetooth, but if you are using it standing up or on the couch, voice input is still the most convenient option. And what about the ecosystem? Well, that is another issue. The selection of native Vision OS apps is pretty limited. While you can download the iPad version of WeChat if you try to log in on both your phone and the iPad at the same time. A QR code will pop up, and you will have to shove your phone right up to the lens to scan it and log in. So it is all pretty abstract. That is why jotting down a quick memo is probably the most practical way to work on it right now. But for a benchmark MR headset like this, can you actually take it out on the street? Sure, you can, but you really do not need to. I have tried it for you guys, and you will most likely get some weird looks from passersby. I have tried using it for walking navigation, with the interface floating right beside me. It really feels like something out of science fiction, but you have to keep it connected to your phone's hotspot the whole time. And for any trip longer than say 20 minutes, wearing it continuously is just not really worth the trouble. Alright, enough about the Vision Pro. Let us talk about some other glasses I have had the chance to try out. So a few years back, I tried out some AR glasses from North. They had to be connected to a phone or a computer, and you would interact with them through a small touchpad. Once connected to your phone, you can use it to cast your screen, watch videos, and play games. But for me, the main draw of AR is navigation. Based on your real-world location, it projects arrows to guide you, kind of like a car's HUD. And since the glasses have a camera, if you spot a restaurant you like, you can use it to look up things like ratings and recommended dishes. So I was making this video recently and thought I would dig out these glasses to take another look, but it turns out the software has been discontinued. I could not even receive the verification code. And when I tried to contact customer service, they just left me on read. So here's a word of advice for everyone. With this kind of device, you really have to go with a major brand. At least you will have some support down the line. As for a more high-end product, I have also used the Pimax Crystal Super, which you could say was born for gaming. It boasts a combined 8K resolution and a 90Hz refresh rate, so it is right up there with the Vision Pro, no question. Since the headset itself does not have a built-in chip or operating system, it needs to be connected to an external computer for both processing and power. This means it is not as portable as the Vision Pro. And when it comes to the software ecosystem, it is a total wasteland. But one really cool thing about the Pimax is that its optical engine is swappable. So if you want a higher refresh rate down the line, or modules with better color can be directly swapped into your old device. So the cost of upgrading should be a bit lower. I also got to try out the new Xiaomi AI glasses from last year for you guys. The model I have features monochromatic electrochromic lenses, which are pretty neat for wearing as sunglasses in the summer. However, even in its transparent mode, it still has a slight grayish tint. These glasses are powered by the Snapdragon AR1 chip, which enables some smart features. The more basic functions are listening to music and taking photos. The camera is on the left side of the glasses, so what you record is basically a first-person view from your left eye. In good lighting, I would say the clarity is pretty decent, but it is still a bit shaky. It is quite nice for recording first-person footage when you are not moving around. For meetings, you can also use it to record audio and generate a text summary. And if you are trying to get in shape, you can also use it to snap photos of your food and track your calories. Another pretty cool feature is QR code payments. It uses voice print recognition, which is both secure and convenient. And when you look at the other head-mounted products on the market, it is a whole different story. You can say it is a real free-for-all. As for MR and the Apple Vision Pro, which was just updated with the M5 chip last year, while its performance might be in a league of its own, after all these years, the software ecosystem is still lacking. There are still very few VR apps that are genuinely fun and worth playing. And when it comes to productivity, it is not practical enough either. And that's a very dramatic. So while other products are in the same boat, it is actually the AR and AI glasses that have managed to add some practical features on top of the traditional eyeglass form factor. They are more comfortable to wear, and the price is not too steep either. So I think it will have a bigger market. Otherwise, you would not see car companies jumping on the bandwagon. And yes, I am talking about Li Auto. Using glasses to open a car door is definitely a bit of a gimmick. Apple, the leader in the smartphone market, still has not made a move in the AI glasses space. I wonder if they are cooking up something big. I am still pretty hyped for that. Okay, that is all for this video. If you liked it, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. I will see you in the next one. Bye.